Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about common challenges during the sale of a probate property in San Diego and what you should expect. During the sale of probate real estate, there are often additional challenges on top of what you would find in traditional sales that you may be facing. Some of those challenges include family disputes, court approval, you may have to empty the property, you might have to deal with maintenance, and those are some of the common things that you'll see beyond what you would see with a traditional real estate sale. I'm Ashley Rivera with Horizon Real Estate and Probate and Trust Help, and we specialize in helping estate executors, administrators, and trustees with sales of home here in San Diego. So let's first talk about family disputes over personal property or the sale of a home. There are multiple things that can happen with family disputes. It could be that one family member is not interested in selling the home and might want to attempt to buy, in which case you can look into that as a possibility. You could have family members who are not interested in getting rid of items. They might want to keep personal items. These are all things that could potentially happen. You could also have disputes between siblings or family members who have already had disagreements in the past, and now you're having to manage everyone's personal, emotional needs and wants regarding the estate, and it can be a lot to navigate. We have several videos on navigating personal disputes between family members during the sale of a probate or trust property, and you can find some of those here. One of the other things that might come up is property condition. Oftentimes, when we have a loved one who has lived in a home for a very long time, could be decades, they may not have kept up with certain maintenance items, or they may have kept up with maintenance, but the home is still in original condition when it comes to the aesthetics. Both of these things can be challenges when trying to sell a property. You may choose to go through the process of doing repairs, or you may want to sell as is for varying reasons, including family disputes about the sale of the property, or you don't have the funds to get repairs completed. If either one of these situations are something you're facing, we have lots of ways that we can help you. We actually have a client who recently sold a home, and that particular home had a significant roof leak that had occurred in the back of the home. The mother had not said anything to any of her children, and what ended up happening is they found out after several years of damage, and they ended up having to sell the property as is after she passed because they did not know that there was a significant roof leak that had occurred. That roof leak had then caused floor damage, it had caused damage in the walls, it had, caused some water damage items that were a big deal. The family did not have the funds to repair this home, and so they decided to sell as is, which in some ways was helpful for them because it sped up the process of the sale because they didn't have to wait for repairs to be completed. If that's something that you would like to do, we can help you with that. We have also had clients who have a home that needed repairs completed and they wanted to go through that process but didn't know where to start. We have a home that's in Lakeside, and our client had had the floors replaced before we came in to help them sell. And after we came in, we decided with their wishes that they wanted to paint the walls and get some fencing repairs done and make sure that any of the maintenance items that were easily repairable and cost effective could be completed. We had some tubs refinished, we had a sink refinished, and in the end, they were able to sell the home at a significant increase to the profit to the estate, and they felt good about the fact that the home was being passed on in a livable condition and not in original condition as they originally had planned. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell button. The next two steps is anything having to do with your attorney. So this could be legal documentation. You may need to go through a process with the court to handle any legal documentation that you need, and that would be something that you would address with your attorney. You will also need to go through the courts and your attorney to have what's called a notice of proposed action handled. It's the NOPA. When you go through that process with your attorney, they will guide you through having an appraisal done that will then give a set value for the home. And we've had many times where a home is in original condition, and we actually provide some photos and documentation to show that the value of the home is actually lower than what might be a fully furnished and move-in ready home in the area. You want to make sure that when you have an appraisal done by the courts, that the appraisal is within a certain percentage of the sale price. And so knowing that the home is in original condition is important for the probate referee so that they can give you a value that reflects the condition of the home as opposed to maybe a move-in ready home in the area. Your attorney can help guide you through those items, but as I said, when we choose to work together, we can provide you with photos and documentation that then can be sent to the probate referee to show them that the home is in original condition if that's the case. Along with that is valuation issues. So that would be another challenge that you would face. You want to make sure that the value of the home and what it is appraised at matches with the sales price enough so that you don't have to go through a special type of court approval to then have the sale completed. Another common challenge that some of our executors and administrators face is debts and liens on the property. You may find that a company that has come in and done maintenance has not been paid, and it could be quite a ways down the road, and they will then have documentation completed so that the home can't be sold until they are paid. It's important that when you're going through the process of selling a home that your title company does a full search on the property and can assess any of these liens that potentially could be placed on the home. They will determine if there are any creditor claims, they will determine if there are any liens, and they will then be able to make sure that when funds are distributed, that all of the debts that are attached to the home are paid pre-distribution to the executor and the beneficiaries. The last challenge could be tax considerations. This is one that we go over with all of our clients, and we want you to know it as well. It's one of the most important pieces when you are preparing to distribute the final proceeds from the sale to the beneficiaries. This is because it takes a little bit of time, could be 9 months, 12 months. We have seen 18 months before the tax board can go ahead and reassess the value of the home and send out a supplemental tax bill for any past taxes that are due from the time of death to the time of sale of the home. You will want to hold back funds so that you know that all of these taxes have been paid post-sale, and your tax advisor and attorney can help guide you through how much is appropriate to hold back. Quick story about that particular situation. We had a client, let's call her Helen, who about 6 months ago came to us frustrated because it had been 18 months since the sale of the home and she had received a supplemental tax bill. Mind you, special circumstances, 18 months is an awful long time between the sale and the supplemental tax bill, but it's not completely unheard of, as we can see Helen's situation. She had already distributed the rest of the proceeds to the beneficiaries, and now Helen was faced with going to the beneficiaries and asking them for the portion of the tax bill that was due, that was their responsibility. So ensure that the supplemental tax bill has been fully satisfied prior to distributing the assets to the other beneficiaries, so that you are not faced with having to go back to them and ask for funds, if you can get them to even give it to you. This was common challenges that San Diego probate representatives face when selling a home. Some of the challenges include family disputes, property condition, court approval or legal documentation, debts and liens, valuation of property issues, and tax considerations. We hope that this has been of value to you. Again, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Ashley with Probate and Trust Help. We hope that we can help you out if you need assistance with a home in San Diego County.